Now, now, and here we are. This is
Yep.
just brilliant. All right, listen, folks. Look, we love doing this. We're bringing you episode number 164. We are
164.
the
Say
Flixters,
no more.
and remember, you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, and that's usually probably what Spotify at the moment,
We've hit it already.
Apple,
Yeah, we've hit it
and
already because
Google,
was
and
it April
all those
or
other places.
May
Amazon, they're
2018?
doing podcasts
May
now. Deval, do you know that?
2018. So November
Everybody's
2021
doing
is
it.
3 years.
Seriously,
It was only meant
everyone's
to be
got a
one, wasn't
podcast.
it? We
Even
didn't
we've
have
got
this
one.
plan of
All right, listen, look.
continuing this
So, Deval,
shit.
yeah, where are we starting off with? Are we doing prize? Are we doing?
Mm. Yeah, Google Play, all of that. Yeah, everybody's doing it. It's crazy, isn't it? Mm.
Preferably good,
Yeah, quick shout out for the prize. So guys, look, this prize
yeah,
is great. It kind of
which
links
is
in
still
with the
wicked.
Disney day that we're going to talk about later because Disney have got a whole load of Disney Plus shows that they're going to be releasing. So you can win this prize really easily. All you got to do is write us a review. Write a review of the Flixters, post it, contact us, and
Yeah.
let us know that you've posted it so we can check that it's all good or it's all bad, whatever you want to say about about us. Once you've done that, we will let you. We'll give you the prize, which is 6 months. Well, probably it's 5 months now, isn't it? 5 months Disney Plus. Yeah, Disney Plus subscription. Yeah. So the quicker you get it, the more Disney Plus you get. So that's it. Really easy. Get going. And that takes us to our shout outs. So our shout outs this week, we've got quite a few.
Oh man,
A lot of
yeah, we'll
shout outs
speak
were
about that in a
actually in
second. Yeah,
response to Disney Plus Day, which happened just a few days ago, which we'll talk about a bit later. And
zombies.
shout out goes from, well, first I'll start from Cloud Watcher Uno, who's actually watched
Moon Knight. Yeah.
Eternals literally a couple of days ago, and I don't think he likes it. Uh, Brett Stead, or Stead Brett, I should say, on Instagram, doesn't know what to choose when it comes to all the Disney Plus shows. Black underscore Blight, he's really looking forward to. I think it was X Men. He said because X Men '97 are bringing something out. We'll talk about that later. But he's looking forward to that, and I think also he's looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think he said it was.
Yeah, and we spoke about that,
Which
didn't
one was
we?
it? Was
Did
it?
we? Or we spoke
Yeah,
about the trailer or
zombies
something?
or is it
Yeah.
Moon Knight? One of them. But yeah, he really likes Wolverine
Hmm.
anyway. He really likes Wolverine. The Five Fs channel on Telegram. They're on there right now. Right now, we're actually doing a live show every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
UK time. Go there if you want to watch our show on YouTube. And we've got Kate. Big shout out to Kate. She's looking forward to the new
Oh
film
man,
Spencer, which is about Princess
Netflix's own.
Diana, played by Kirsten Stewart. I think it is, isn't it? Mm,
Wicked.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Brilliant
did.
shout
We
outs, man.
did.
Yeah. So
And
keep them coming,
Ciel
folks. And
Noir
remember, hit us up
3,
on Instagram and,
massive,
like,
massive
just let us know what you're
personality on
watching,
Instagram. Go
what you're
check
not
out her
watching, and
page.
we can
She's
speak about it
such,
on the
such,
show. All right, movie news.
such,
Now,
such, such,
Deval
such,
DiCaprio,
such
this guy, man,
a
he's
nice
like, you
person.
can't get
Trust
bigger
me, I can't even
than,
say such
like,
enough. She's such a
either The
nice
Rock
person.
or DiCaprio. It seems like as if you
And then
can't, like, these guys
Emmanuel
are the biggest
underscore
guys,
London,
right?
our
Seriously.
own Emmanuel. We're going to see
I
him back
mean,
soon before
his
Christmas.
payday.
Always giving
I
us
mean, I don't
news.
know. I mean,
Yeah,
what more
exactly.
than Robert Downey Jr., more than The
So
Rock?
there you go. This is a shout out now for the show.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's been nominated. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, listen. Look, you mentioned producing. So DiCaprio's going to be starring and
Mm,
producing
yeah,
in what? What's his next movie going to be?
big, 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 big.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't know. Well, do you know that's a good question. I know he produces as well a lot of the movies that he's in now. So maybe yes, but
Yeah.
either way, I mean he's got an Oscar. Have the other two? I don't think so. I don't know if Downey Jr. has, but
Yeah.
I know obviously Leonardo's
I
got an
remember
Oscar.
reading about it
Yeah, there
somewhere.
you go. Yeah, yes. It's going to be on Amazon actually,
Yeah.
and it's going to be about Jim Jones. You know Jim
Mm,
Jones, the cult leader that went down to from America, and they went down to it was Guyana, I
uh,
believe, I want to say the 70s, and there was a whole the cult. You know, I can't remember what the cult was called, but the place was called Jonestown,
Damn.
and this cult leader had, you know, hundreds of people down there, and unfortunately, they all committed suicide on his orders
It
because
already sounds Oscar
they believed
buzz.
they were going to a
There's
better
already going to
life,
be probably
basically.
Oscar buzz
And
around
that's
it.
where the term
I
"drink
mean,
the
I don't
Kool-Aid"
know.
comes from,
Obviously, I
because
remember
they all
reading
they
like
put
a little bit
poison
about it like years ago.
in the
But I
Kool-Aid,
mean,
and
like,
they
what
knew what
the
was
hell
going
did
on.
he
They knew they
promise
were all going
them
to die. This is men, women,
for them
children,
to do
everyone.
shit like that?
And they put the poison in the Kool-Aid, and then they
Koreshi,
drank it and
remember
died.
Koreshi, the one
And
in
that's where the term
America?
comes from. You know, when someone says, "Oh, that person's drank the Kool-Aid," because they're sort of
Yeah,
they've kind of bought into the, you know, the program almost. So yeah, so this is going to be a deep movie. He's going to
yeah.
star in producing it.
Marilyn
I'm
Manson.
really looking forward to this when it comes out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the promised land. Those cult leaders are so
Damn,
charismatic. You know, they
crazy.
use religion.
There's a movie that we've got to speak about, Deval,
Yes,
and
he
at
was, yeah,
some point I
exactly. He
will
was
kind of speak
another one
about
as
it,
well.
and I'll send it to you. But there's
And
a
yeah, these
Scarlet
people are
Witch,
so
not well,
charismatic. You know, they used religion, faith. A
Elizabeth
lot of people have
Olsen
come
movie
from
called
that joined
Martha
their
Macy
cults
May
come from
Marlene.
really hard
She's
backgrounds, and you know, this offers them some
she's
light.
yeah.
And
Oh
you know, if you
man,
think you're going to go
really really good
into
film. And it
paradise
was
just by,
she's in
you
a
know,
she was in a cult,
forgiving
and
your
then it's like
body,
she
your
goes back to it
flesh,
and stuff like
because your
that.
soul's going to
It's
live on.
mad.
Some people would do it in a
This
heartbeat.
shit
They
is real.
gave
All
their
right,
own
okay. Listen,
kids
look,
this poison.
keep an eye out for
Imagine
that one,
that,
folks.
kids,
And obviously
babies.
DiCaprio. I
You
mean, it's
know,
going to be good. He doesn't make shit movies, but yeah, we'll let you know about that. All right. Deval has already mentioned this kind of
mm.
Disney Plus Day, which is on November the 12th. We're on the 14th now, so this was just a couple of days ago. And Deval, man, just run through us
Yes,
once
yeah,
again,
yeah.
because you
I've
can
seen
actually,
it.
if you've got a
I've seen
Disney
it. It's a
Plus
good film.
subscription, you can actually
2011,
watch the
actually.
whole thing.
Yeah,
It's like about 15 minutes or something like
yeah,
that. But yeah, just give us a rundown, man. Tell
yeah,
us about this Disney Plus Day.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, mm, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. And the best way to get a Disney Plus
That looks dark.
subscription is to win our prize.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about that. So
No.
yeah, so this one I'm going to quickly run through it because we've got a lot to go through today. But Disney Plus Day was going through a lot of the
Yeah.
Disney Plus projects upcoming. Some that we know of, some that we didn't know of, and this is all happening over the next few years. So I'm going to reel through them real quickly. But yeah, we've got She-Hulk. That's happening. Moon Knight. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be happening quite soon.
No eye
We saw Oscar
patch.
Isaac. You know, we know that he's taken up the role of Mark Spector in that one. Agatha, House of Harkness. Yeah, Agatha, House of Harkness. I
Infiltrated
didn't know
everything.
about this one, but Agatha Harkness from One Division, great character. We liked her, you know, so it looks like she's going to be carrying on. Ms. Marvel, we obviously know about Kamala Khan happening, and yeah, we'll talk about a little bit about the trailer a little bit after. Secret
The
Invasion. We've
voice.
got a sneak
Could that be
peek
the voice of Robert Downey
of
Jr.?
Samuel
Yeah.
L. Jackson with his beard, no eye patch, looking
Yep.
mean. Yep,
Animation.
exactly. So you know about that one. Secret Invasion is massive in the comics, where you know the scrolls it secretly invade Earth, and yeah, and it's a madness basically. Ironheart, Riri Williams. She's going to be like the sort of younger
Oh
female Iron Man who
shit.
has AI Tony Stark sort of who guides
Damn.
her. One of that's going to be
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Exactly.
Yes. That's gonna be great.
Spider-Man freshman year. That's going to be an animation, I understand. So it's going to be something that's a bit different
In What If episode.
because
Yep.
Disney can't do Spider-Man, you know, films by themselves, and anything they do with Spider-Man has to be under 30 minutes for them to have the rights to it, because that's the way
Yep.
the technicality works with the rights. That's why they can do this on Disney Plus because it's going to be under 30 minutes. So that's why they can get away with it, and also it's animation as well. What If season two? That's happening. Obviously, we know that's going to
Mm.
happen. That's going to be good. And then Marvel
Looking
Zombies. We
back.
saw a bit of
Yes, I
Marvel
read
Zombies
about
in What
this,
If
man.
in one of the episodes,
Exactly,
and
man.
this is
So
gonna, I understand, continue on from that, from like an alternate, you know, universe
yeah.
version where the zombies go crazy.
Okay,
There's going to
cool.
be an I Am Groot Christmas special. I understand in that special there's going to be some
X-Men.
sort of
Oh.
no, in the Marvel Zombies, one
You
of
got
the
to watch it.
things anyway. There's going to be a cameo
Yeah.
from a werewolf person,
Oh
a werewolf
man.
character who's going to be played by Gael Garcia Bernal. Yeah, it's Mama
Yeah.
Tambien, you know. So he's going to be playing a werewolf character. So it's deep. They're getting good actors to play these roles, and that's gonna again link on to
Yeah.
something I'm going to talk about a bit later. So hold that thought. Last thing that's going to happen is did I miss it? No,
Exactly
yeah,
everything.
X Men
And listen, look,
'97.
you
X
mentioned
Men
Groot, and let's
'97.
kind of this next
X
one
Men
is
is one of
kind
the
of
best
related to
cartoons
Guardians
ever
of the
made,
Galaxy, and we
like
were
ever
chatting about
made.
this on kind
Like
of WhatsApp
X
just
Men
the
in the
other day, and
'90s,
we were
Wolverine,
sending
Cable, Bishop,
info
you know,
across and stuff. But
Cyclops, and
we know
you know,
that
everything,
Guardians of the
all
Galaxy
of it.
Part 3, it
So
has begun
they're gonna carry
production.
on from
James
that
Gunn,
because it kind of stopped and we
he
wanted more.
posted a
So they're
picture
gonna
on
carry on. So
Instagram where all the cast
that's
and
all that's
crew
happening with Disney
were kind
Plus
of
Day,
there
and
and
we'll
they were
talk a
posing and
bit more
whatnot.
about that
And
in the
then
news
you
as well.
posed the,
We've got
you
quite a
you
lot
were
to go
like,
through.
who's the
So
guy?
go to our
Who's like,
Instagram
you know,
page,
who? There's
find
a
out
guy in the
more, be in
background, which we
contact.
were
We'll let
like,
you know
oh yeah, we're like,
everything.
who? Yeah, who's this guy? So we just kind of went online and everything, and so they've cast an actor called I hope I get this pronunciation right. It's yeah, it's Chukwudi Uwaji. Is that Deval? What do you reckon? How's that? Does it sound about right?
Yep.
Uwuji. And this guy has already starred. He's done the filming for Peacemaker, which is James Gunn HBO
Yeah.
produced a show that's going to be coming out.
Who's this brother?
And
Yeah.
James Gunn went on record to say this guy is one of the most amazing actors that he's seen, and
You said
he's in a part that
I did.
everyone in Hollywood basically wanted to go for in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
So
Sounds
we
yeah.
were like, what the hell is this part?
Iwuji.
Who could
Yeah.
this
That
be?
sounds it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, Deval, what are the rumors? What are people saying?
Mm,
I've heard Silver Surfer and I've heard
yeah.
Nova as well. But imagine Silver Surfer makes sense, right? As well.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you know one thing with Silver Surfer, I actually did love Lawrence Fishburne's voice, man. When
I've
he
heard
when he
one
when he did the
thing.
voice in
I've heard Silver
Fantastic Four,
Surfer.
I thought it was wicked. But yeah, that character is amazing, amazing.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
check,
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
obviously,
I've
check
heard that.
online and do a bit of research on that. But check this
Yeah.
guy;
So
he's
I've
supposed to be
heard Silver
amazing.
Surfer.
Can't wait
So
to see
either
Peacemaker. So
way,
we'll
it's a
see
gangster
Chuck
role.
Woody.
He's an accomplished
Chuck him out if you
stage
want.
actor as well. So it looks like if they want
Um,
someone that can,
all right, okay, let's
access
move
the
on
depths of the
to
character,
Black
he's
Panther
the guy
Part
to do
2.
it.
Tell me
So
about the
this is going
drama,
to be good.
man. What's going
This
on
is
here?
going to
There's
be
some
good.
drama going on here.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, she's spoken about this before.
Mm. Uh, yeah, I'll quickly skim through this one. We've spoken about Letitia Wright having an accident on set and not being able to film anymore. It turns out also that she's kind of not into the sort of
Yeah.
COVID vaccinations, and you know,
Yes.
yeah, she's not really feeling it. So, and according to
Yeah. There was
guidelines,
just a
for
little bit. It
filming in
was in there
America
just a
and
little
stuff like
bit,
that,
wasn't it?
anyone on set needs to be vaccinated. She's not up for that. So it looks like, yeah, she's not going to be filming for a little while until that's sorted out.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a pause. There's going to be some sort of break, and it could even,
Sure.
it could even lead to another character, maybe being more of a
Yeah.
Black Panther
I'm just thinking,
figure and
would
taking
she,
up the mantle, which people
would
are saying it could be
it's like this is
M'Baku.
basically her career. This is going to
M'Baku
be
was quite
like
a fan favorite.
possibly
We
one of
saw
the
him in
biggest roles that
Infinity
she
War
does. This obviously the
and
Marvel
Endgame, I
movies, and it
think,
could lead on to kind of
and
other roles.
maybe he might take.
Would she be willing to put
Yeah,
her,
exactly. Yeah, so he could
which I
be the one,
get, like,
perhaps, because in
that's
the
her,
past he
he
has
said
tried to put
goodbye to
himself
9
forward to
million.
be Black Panther.
Yeah,
Obviously, it
I'm
didn't
not
happen,
doing
but
it.
yeah, let's see. This is a technical one because people are entitled to their
Yeah,
rights, but at the same time, if your right means that you can't go to work, the show must go on. So watch this space.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, watch this space, folks. We will definitely keep you posted on that one. All right, let's talk about Midnight Suns. Now, what's going on here,
Mm.
Deval? Tell us about
We
this
saw
because this
Ice
sounds
Cube last
really
week.
interesting.
Ice Cube. Ice Cube was like $9 million. He's like, nope, nope, nope. So people and the NBA player we heard in the news a little while ago. He's he said nope, and he's missing out on thousands and whatever millions.
Mm.
So people have their strong views and they're willing to forfeit all of what you just said. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Midnight Suns. So I'll try and do this quite succinct. We've got quite a lot
Uh,
to go through, but the Midnight Suns is a group in Marvel
and he
who
doesn't work in
comprise of
teams, man.
some of the darker constituents within the Marvel sort of comic book history, and those people are like Blade, for example. Even what's his name? Jared Leto's character,
Mm.
Morbius, has been part of the Midnight Suns. Ghost Rider has been part of the Midnight Suns. Moon Knight, Midnight Suns. I believe Doctor Strange also Midnight
Yeah.
Suns. Even the
Dane,
Punisher
Dane,
was part of the
Dane
Midnight
Whitman.
Suns too. He's
Yeah.
dark, all right. But basically,
Yeah, well, he could be, yeah.
exactly, he doesn't work in teams. He's more of a Zoom guy, but that's another story.
Ebony Blade.
But yeah, so the Midnight Suns are these
Yeah.
dark characters. A lot of what they deal with is supernatural and all that kind of darkness and stuff like that. So what people are saying is that we saw at the end of
Yeah.
Eternals, spoiler, that what's his name,
Yeah.
John Snow's character, what's his name again? I can't remember his name, but John Snow's character, Dane Whitman.
Yes.
We got Jon Snow in this. Dane Whitman's character has the sword. This sword was the
Mm,
what's the sword called again? My mind's gone blank
huge.
today. Ebony Blade, yeah. What kind of podcast partner have you got? So the Ebony Blade is a really dark blade and has all these
Yeah.
links to spirits and all that kind of stuff. And we saw Blade coming to talk to
Oh,
him
the
to
Darkhold.
maybe recruit him, similar to what Samuel L. Jackson did with Iron Man. People are saying it's a similar thing. So he's coming to recruit Dane Whitman. We're also hearing that possibly Ghost Rider could be
Uh,
involved because in the comics, Ghost Rider is a massive part of the Midnight Suns, and then other characters could be involved as well. Scarlet Witch has also been sort of spoken about because the Midnight Suns in the comics are really linked
seriously,
to
really, really
Chthon
good. I hope
and
all this
the
stuff happens,
what's
man.
that book called
And
again?
remember, folks, you heard it
The
here on the
the
Flixters, all right?
dark
So
hold. The
remember
dark
that.
hold is a massive
All
when
right,
it
I just
comes
want
to
to quickly
the
mention
Midnight
this one.
Suns
Now,
because it
there's a
links
leak.
all the dark
There's a rumor.
forces
This is
that
a
are
rumor,
linking them
okay?
together. So the
And
dark hold also
but it
is
actually
linked
sounds
to
a pretty good, decent
Moon Knight
rumor.
as well.
So this
So
is the rumor, right?
some
You
of
know,
the
like how
sort of
we're speaking about
so it
like
all links together.
villain
So
for
I reckon
Doctor Strange
Marvel are
Part Two could
creating
be. We
Midnight
spoke about it.
Suns,
We said
which could either be a show
Shimmer Grath,
or it
and we
could be
said
a
like
movie. But
it could
if that
be
happens, it's going to
Nightmare
be
or
really,
there's
really interesting.
different
So I'm
kind of
looking forward to
elements.
that one.
But
Mm,
people are saying, and especially kind of a couple of people online on one of these Reddit forums, they were like, "Listen, don't think too hard about
yeah.
it. The villain of the piece could just be Scarlet Witch." And the reason why this could be, and I'll kind of go through this a bit. So one of the characters that we know that's going to be in Doctor Strange Part Two is America Chavez, and she has power
Shuma
to
Garath.
kick through different
Mm,
portals. Right now, at the end of Scarlet Witch, remember she was reading from the Darkhold. Sorry, One Division. Yeah, from One Division. So the Darkhold, which Deval just
mm,
mentioned, and we hear her kids' voices.
mm,
So what they're saying is the theory is that Scarlet Witch is hunting America Chavez so that she can get her to open up a portal so that she can get to her sons. But then Doctor Strange is kind of in
mm-hmm.
between and,
Yeah.
kind of like stopping her from using, America Chavez's powers. And there could be this kind of little barrier.
One
So,
Division. Yes, yes, yes,
they
yeah,
might
yeah,
be setting it
yeah.
up so that Scarlet Witch is kind of like a bit of a baddie type of a thing. But then I think at the end of the day, she's an
Mm,
Avenger, right? She's not going to go full on bad. So maybe at the beginning of the movie, it might be this kind of thing with, Doctor Strange is trying to kind of like, find Scarlet Witch because Scarlet Witch is after America Chavez and, whatever. So it sounds pretty decent idea, man. You never know, man,
mm,
with these things, but the big villain might still be behind the whole thing.
mm.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really interesting that people are coming up with all
Yeah.
these different theories and stuff. And I was like, yeah, actually, this one is not too bad.
Mm.
Um, all right. Okay. Let's finish off movie news. And oh, man, it's like, it's almost like as if, yeah, the amount of times that we've mentioned people passing away. And this is another one like Dean Stockwell and DeVal.
Mm.
Oh my God, you know, and I remember
Yeah.
the show, man,
It's like
Quantum
Occam's
Leap,
razor, isn't it?
which
When
was the
all things
show
are
that
considered,
we
all
would watch when
possibilities,
we
the
were kids,
simplest
man.
explanation is probably
Sam, was it Sam
the right
Beckett or
one, the
something?
truth.
Samuel Beckett, or can't remember. Was it? I can't remember
Hmm.
what the name. Yeah, Beckett, this time traveler
Yeah.
who travels into people's
Mm.
bodies, and he has to kind of like, he has to do something good based on the time frame that he's in and stuff. And
Mm.
the kind of the thing that was the alien next to, was he an alien? I can't even remember if it was an alien or whatnot, but it was Dean Stockwell. Yeah,
Hmm.
Ziggy or whatever.
I think that was his name. Yeah, I think
Is
so.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then he'd hit
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo."
Oh
So
my
Dean
God.
Stockwell, damn man, yeah, he passed away.
I think
Mm.
Dean Stockwell was like an illusion or some sort of like holographic communication sort of thing, and he had
Oh,
a device in his hand which he always
wow.
called Ziggy, which is actually that's the name I've always given my mobile phones. So you know when you can name your
Mm.
phones, yeah, when you can name your phones, I've always named it Ziggy
All right,
because
rest in
I've
peace,
always
Dean
thought
Stockwell,
he
man.
had
And
the mobile
I
phone of
mean,
the
I was
future
thinking
because basically his
at some
phone
point,
then
I'm
can
pretty
do what
sure
our
they
phones
should
can
do
do
like a
now.
reboot of
Exactly, it was
Quantum
like
Leap, man.
Ziggy like that. Exactly. Yeah.
They got to, they got to. All right, okay, now let's
Mm.
do a new one
Yeah, yeah,
streaming.
good
This
guy.
one,
Funny, he's been in lots of things.
UFO.
He's been in, like you said,
And
Quantum Leap.
I haven't
He's
seen this
been
devout,
in
but this is
Dune,
yeah, this
actually.
sounds
He was in
interesting.
Dune,
Obviously, UFO.
1984, the original.
I'm a kind of
And he's been in a
believer. You know, the
bunch of
truth
other
is out
stuff. So
there.
yeah, good, cool guy,
Uh,
and he'd be missed obviously
Man,
in
listen,
the
I'm
movie
gonna. This
world,
is
you know.
no
So
joke. I'm
yeah,
telling you this straight up. I was in the south of Chile. This is no joke. I was in the south of Chile, and you know what they
yeah, I
say?
reckon they will.
If
I
there's
reckon they
like
will. Yeah, at some point.
Chile has a
Yeah.
lot of nighttime activity,
Mm.
man. Like loads of UFO sightings. So I was in a doing like kind of like a boat trip, and it was
Mm.
me and the missus, and we were just having a nice, lovely kind of like boat trip. And I was looking out, the sky
Are you
was
a
all
believer?
clear
Do
and
you believe in
everything.
them?
So there's other people next to
No,
us.
really. Do you believe in UFOs? Like,
Yes, yes.
ah.
One of the biggest telescopes and the
Oh
clearest
my
skies, and you can
God, here.
see until beyond, man. Seriously. And so we're there, like, night, and I was like, look up. Everyone on
Mm.
the boat looked up, and everyone was like,
Is
oh
it?
my gosh, what is that light? And it basically just went zoomed, it went down, and then it disappeared. I shit you not. And this was in
Does Chile have
2010,
the
I
Atacama
think.
Desert?
Yeah, 2010.
Because that's where
Crazy.
they have a
So
telescope there because
yeah, I
the
didn't. I mean, who?
yeah
What?
because the
What?
sky
No
is
airplane,
exactly
no
yes.
aircraft does that.
Okay, okay, yes, yeah.
Seriously, man. And I still remind whenever the
Mm.
place comes up, whenever the city that we went to in the south, whenever that comes up, I was like, Steph, do you remember? Do you remember? She's like, yeah, 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 yeah. It was everyone on the boat was like, oh my gosh,
Mm.
what was that?
Oh my! I believe you. I believe you.
Oh,
I
shit.
believe
Maybe
you.
it did, and I'm in some zone right now.
Is
Like, who
it?
knows? But man, yeah, tell us about this show, man. UFO.
I don't even need to talk about the series. I think your your story is good enough. Your story has sold it. Um, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you lose any time or anything like that? Like sometimes they lose time and abducted. Well, the show's boring compared to that story, but there's a documentary, four parts on Showtime, which I think is HBO or something like that. In the UK, you can get it on Sky, and
Yeah.
basically talks about UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Well, they also call them now unidentified aerial something
Yeah.
projectiles, OAPs. Yeah, or UAP. Sorry. So yeah, so basically, documentary talks about the cover up from the
Yeah.
government, and also in 2017 when the government was a bit more transparent and
Sounds
they
good.
actually
Sounds
released
good.
some images in
Um, all
on
right, let's
I think it was
check out new trailers.
the
And
Times, New
Deval,
York
listen, look,
Times, and
Deval's already
this is the
mentioned,
images on
some of
the
these things like Moon Knight,
sort
She-Hulk,
of there
Ms.
was some jet
Marvel.
fighters
So
flying
let's kind
around
of
and on
speak
their
about this
radars and
now.
stuff. They
Deval,
saw it, and
remember
it
when we
became
kind of
sort of really
heard the news
publicized, and
about
lots of
Oscar
people from
Isaac
back in the
being
day
cast
who
as Moon Knight is
weren't
going to be kind of
believed,
like,
and
this
all
Marvel
kinds of
character,
stories,
and we were like,
abductions.
okay,
It's
all
quite
right,
interesting.
well,
I kind of believe that, in
stranger
the
things have
vast
happened. And then
universe, there's got to be
there
more
was a
than
few
just
clips
us.
that I saw of
But
him
whether they
online.
can
He was
get here,
training
how
and
they get
everything.
here, that's another
And you
issue.
know
But
what, right?
yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
This
If you like that sort of
series, it
thing,
looks
give it a
dark. It's
watch.
like it's almost like a Batman feel to it. And what kind of sold it for me was
Yeah.
there's a clip that you see where Moon Knight, he's punching a guy, and then all you see the cape at the back.
Mm.
I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Yeah. 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 I didn't like the casting at first, but I think I'm sold from the trailer I've just seen. It's a really sneak trailer, a sneak peek of the trailer.
Mm.
If you got Disney Plus, you can catch the Disney Plus Day trailers on there. Also go on YouTube and find it. But they just like you said, it looks really interesting. Mark Spector, Moon Knight, he has multiple personalities. I think he's got
Oh.
four altogether. Different personalities give him different traits, different powers. And he gets his power from the Egyptian god. What's the Egyptian moon god? The name escapes me, but the Egyptian
Yeah,
moon
did you
god,
that
who
threw me
some
off a
people
little
say in
bit.
the comics in the past, basically
Yeah,
is another god
right.
linked to Chthon, who presented himself to the Egyptians as an Egyptian moon god, but really it's coming from
It's
Chthon
gonna be great.
and all
Looking
those
forward to this one.
dark sort of
And
Marvel
exactly, and
gods and
also
stuff
on
like that.
Disney
You
Plus,
also
they
hear the name Lilith,
they kind of revealed the
another sort of
teaser for
Marvel
She-Hulk,
entities, but that's
and
where some of his powers
yeah.
come from.
So the
So when it's a
rumors that
full
we
moon,
spoke
that he's
about
got
on
full
this
power, he can do
podcast
all
a
kinds
while
of shit.
ago, we were speaking about,
And
oh,
in this
Bruce
one, we
Banner,
hear
is
him
he going to be in
speak
the show?
in a
Well, it's been
little
confirmed.
English accent, which I
He's
believe
definitely going to be in this,
totally. But it
and
sounded good. But I think that's
it's
one of his
her origin
personalities.
story, and
I
it
think different
involves Bruce Banner,
personalities work
her
with different
cousin.
accents. But it looks
The
interesting.
thing
This is coming
is,
out, I think, the
there was
first
one little bit
quarter
which I was
of
kind of
next
like
year.
wasn't sure about.
So
At the
I'm
end of
looking
the clip
forward to
where she's
this.
like,
Yeah, looking forward to
um,
Moon Knight.
"You don't want," yeah, and Bruce Banner's there. Like, what was he? What's his thing in
Mm.
it? Because that's his line. Mm.
Yeah.
And we, yeah, yeah,
Mm. A little kind of
yeah,
advert which it says, "You don't get me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry." Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think that's a bit of it's a bit of fun. I think that is because they're kind of playing on no, yeah, but they're playing on their
Thing that she's
80s
thinking
series,
about, like,
which
yeah, yeah,
featured David Banner. And that in that one, that's where he
yeah,
says, "Don't get me
yeah.
angry. You won't like me when I'm angry." And even the actual scene that you see in the
Because
trailer,
there's a little
when you see
teaser,
him
you
say
see her
it, David
jumping,
Banner,
and
and
then
you
you see
see
her legs, her
it's
calves,
actually
and then
almost
that's it.
like copy and
And then
paste.
she's in
Even
a
the way
box, and Bruce,
Bruce Banner is standing
in
and
is
what
as
he's wearing as
Hulk.
well, and his
He's
haircut.
he's kind of like
So
speaking to her,
I think
Professor Hulk,
when
and
we
then
see
he's
it
saying, like,
in the
he's
series
giving her some
eventually,
piece of advice. So
this
yeah,
will
that's
probably
really
be some
good.
sort of some
Can't
sort
wait
of
for that one.
advert that she's
And
doing,
then
or
we
maybe
got
it's some sort of
another kind of like a bit
mind
of a kind of like an
situation that's going
extended
on.
teaser for Ms.
Yeah, so
Marvel.
I don't think we
So we
should
know
take it
this
too
is
serious,
coming
but I
out.
think it
That
looks
was supposed
interesting.
to be
I'm
coming out
looking forward to
this
it. I
year,
want to
and
see
then
what she's
they've kind
like in
of
her
delayed it.
She-Hulk,
So that's now
sort
coming
of
out next
mode.
year. But yeah, man, it's gonna be
Yeah,
she's wearing a
yeah,
suit,
yeah,
and
yeah,
she's got a best
yeah,
mate that she's speaking to. They're up high on a ledge, and there's kind of like other little clips and things, and
yeah.
some phasing stuff that she does. But yeah,
Mm,
that looks interesting as well, man. I'm like really looking forward to
mm,
these shows.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Mm,
The really good. And just kind of quickly, there's also an extended Hawkeye scene as well. And
It's going to be
yeah,
really good. It was
man, I
good.
mean, it
It was
looks
good to see
fun, it looks
a
crazy.
young
So
girl's
you need to go check that out
sort
as
of
well. Like, there's a big
upbringing and
car
how she
chase in
becomes a
the
superhero
scene in
because
there as
it's a
well.
different
So like, yeah,
mentality
go
because
check
they
that one out.
look up to these
Yeah,
superheroes in a different way. So it'd be good to see that. We didn't get to see that with
yes,
Spider-Man in the MCU. We didn't get to see Hulk, his introduction in the MCU. So let's see how Kamala Khan does.
yeah.
Very, very different character to what we've seen before. So it'd be
Oh my
really, really good to
gosh.
see that, I
Yes, I
think.
saw the thing on that. Yeah. It's There's so much to look forward to.
Mm,
All right, I want to
mm,
quickly mention this one. And I don't know whether to laugh or cry about this, but listen, there's
mm.
going to be a new show. There's a new show
Yeah,
coming out on the 19th of
that's from the
November.
comics.
So
Literally
basically,
lifted from the
not too long
comics,
away.
and
It's called
in
The
this one, I think
Wheel
it's
of
all one
Time.
take or something.
And the
And just as you
trailer
mentioned, Hawkeye,
is,
there's a character called Echo
listen,
in
Lord
the
of the
Hawkeye
Rings,
series who's meant to be
Game
some
of
sort of
Thrones,
anti-villain or something like
and
that.
Harry
And
Potter
she's also
esque.
getting her own show
And
as
it's
well,
like
Echo. So it's
Rosamund
another one
Pike. So
that we didn't
who's
even
she? You know,
mention.
she's a
So
big actor.
Echo's
Like,
getting her
it's
own
got
show as well.
Rosamund
So
Pike.
there's so much to
She's
look
the
forward
kind
to.
of the most famous actor in this one, I think. And then you've got these other actors who I'm pretty sure they've done other stuff, but I've never seen them or anything.
Bit of both.
And it's got dragons. There's talk of the one. It's kind of like this based on a book series, and they are so badly going for Game of Thrones, but
Mm,
I don't know if it's going to have the
mm,
same heft as Game of Thrones, man.
mm.
I'm not sure. I don't think
Um,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be magic in it. There's going to be battles. There's goblins. There's kind of monsters in this whole thing. So I think they're trying to go for that, but I'm not sure if they're going to make it. But it's called Wheel of Time, and it's going to be coming out next week or something. Yeah,
Mm,
check that one out. All right, okay, let's do anniversary corner devour, and yeah. So the one that we've chosen for, the one that we've gone for this week, is kind
mm,
of related to the main movie
mm.
that we're going to be speaking about later on. But
Is
this
it
is from
mature?
15
Is it
years ago,
mature enough to be Game of
2006.
Thrones, though? Do you reckon?
Denzel.
Game of Thrones is a
It's
mature
got
show.
Denzel
It's not for
Washington in it.
everyone.
It's got Jodie Foster in it. It's got
Mm,
who's the British guy? Oh my gosh,
okay.
It's got
Mm,
Chewie in there. Him and Clive Owen,
okay.
yeah.
I'm
And
gonna give it a
it's
try.
basically
I'm gonna give it
Inside
a try.
Man. So
Yeah.
it's a heist movie. But when I saw this movie, Devout, I just
Yep.
thought it was really, really clever. Super clever, man. Really Spike Lee joint, and it's got a great opening sequence, like a bombastic tune, which kind of gets you into the whole vibe. And Denzel, he's obviously cool. Denzel's always cool. So about this
Should we
heist,
tell Ejiofor?
this
Is it the
major
one?
bank in New
No, no.
York
Sorry,
City.
Clive. Oh yeah, yeah,
The
and
people
Yeah,
go
him
in
and
there to
Clive
rob
Owen.
it,
Sorry,
and
yeah, both of them.
the way they
Yeah.
set it up, and the way they've kind of um the way they tell the story
Mm.
is the heist has happened, and then they have flashbacks to the heist,
Spike Lee film, innit?
and there's this kind of cat and mouse thing going on
Mm.
between Clive Owen's character and Denzel Washington's character.
Mm.
I tell you what, if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. It's on Netflix. Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, man, it's brilliant. And like I said before, there's the thing with Denzel Washington. He loves playing characters who
Mm.
are kind of like maybe a bit shady, and there's there's
Mm.
there's always kind of like something with the characters that he picks. And I remember there was a couple of other movies as well that he's done where he doesn't just pick straight up like this is a good guy. There's always kind of shades and stuff like that. So you kind of get that feel with him as well.
No, I think I want to
And
see it again. Just from that description, I want to
it's a
see it
great
again.
movie.
I
Like
think
it's a New
now my
York
mind is
movie,
matured enough to
and
appreciate it
yeah, you
more.
should
I'm gonna
watch it.
watch it
Spike
again.
Lee. He's probably one of his like top movies. Actually, I love that one. All right, let's get into film reviews, Deval. Red Notice. We're going to be speaking about Red
Mm.
Notice. And where are we on Red Notice?
Mm.
So this landed like what on Friday. So this is a perfect movie to watch on a Friday
Mm.
night where you just kind of like thinking, oh, all right, let's just kind of like put on
Okay.
something, crazy, something, something fun,
Mm.
something like, you just leave your
Okay.
brain at the door basically because there's a lot of stuff in there which are like,
Say no
would
more.
that really
Say
happen in
no
real
more.
life?
Okay.
The setup's absolutely crazy. Ryan Reynolds, he plays a master thief.
Yes.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, he plays a kind of like an assistant to
Red
the
Notice.
FBI who's on his case, and it
Yeah.
starts off in Rome, and Ryan Reynolds is there to kind of like steal one of the eggs of Cleopatra. There's three eggs. There's a kind of like a bit of an intro which speaks about the kind of the three eggs and stuff. And Ryan Reynolds is there to steal one.
Yep.
And you know what? I thought I wasn't going to like it, Deval. Listen. I thought I wasn't going to like it, and I genuinely I wasn't expecting much. But they actually, you know what? It's actually a decent film. It's not like an instant classic, but I had a good time watching it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
It's not bad. Yeah. 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 That's exactly it. A good time. Just like you said, I think I heard you say you got to park your brain at the door, go in there, just have fun. I expected it to be a bit dry or whatever, but I
yes.
didn't fall asleep. It was entertaining. There were certain bits of it where
Mm.
something will happen, like the Rock burst
There's
out
a
of his
bit in there where
handcuffs,
she
and I
had
thought to
the
myself, oh
there's a
my
fight
god!
scene in
But
there,
then they
right? Which I was like,
explain
this was so
how
on the
that
money,
happened,
where she
and
has
this is
like
a
a
high speed
spare,
with
and
double,
then it
triple
was like
crossing, quadruple
it was
crossing,
so much
and you
like,
don't know who's on whose side, and it's actually it's a bit
Wonder
smart and
Woman and everything.
slick.
This kind of little
And
references.
at the
There
same time,
was
just like you
one.
said, it's like, I mean,
I'm
basically,
I'm
yeah, it's a
pretty
heist
sure
movie
there's
with
kind of like
humans,
other
but
movie
we're dealing
references
with The Rock,
where
who,
Ryan
yeah,
Reynolds
in
he
his contract,
addresses he
he
says
can't
something like
lose.
about
And then
background
he's also
character.
Black Adam. We're dealing with Deadpool. We're dealing with Wonder Woman, and especially buses some Wonder Woman moves in this movie. So, so you know,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
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 Wonder Woman, yeah,
yeah.
so many movies, yeah. Yeah, it's like he not breaks the fourth wall, but he mentions
Yeah,
other movies and things, and you think, oh
Richard
shit,
Attenborough.
like he's
Yeah,
bringing other life into it. Jurassic Park. There's a moment where
goes
they were in
flying.
a bull ring in
Exactly,
Valencia
exactly.
or somewhere like that,
He's all right. He just
and
like dusts himself off.
they
Like in real
the
life,
Rock
that
and
would be the
Ryan Reynolds
bull's
are in the
horns
bull
would be up
ring.
his
The
ass.
bull's
Like,
coming
you know what I'm
towards him,
saying?
and
It's
Ryan
like,
Reynolds says,
yeah,
"Don't move. His vision is based on body movement." And the Rock's like, "No, he's gonna come." He's like, "No, don't move." He's like, "No, that's
yes,
Jurassic Park."
he's got a
He's like, "Oh
gin.
no." Someone
Not only
he talks
gin,
about
but he's
something.
bloody bought
He watched a
he's bought a
documentary
football
with
team
David
in
Attenborough.
England.
But no, you're thinking of Richard Attenborough.
Wrexham.
He's like, "Oh
He's the
yeah,
owner of
it is
Wrexham.
Jurassic Park." And then
I'm
and then the Rock
100.
gets the
Ryan Reynolds
ball.
is the owner
He
of
gets the
Wrexham,
ball
man.
basically, and he
Yes.
gets up and he's all right.
Of all the there's a whole big thing, and we will speak about it at some point. But there's a yeah,
Exactly.
how we
There's
got
one
into
little
whole
thing as well that I
Wrexham and
didn't. It's
everything
right at
like
the
that. It's
start,
just
not the
crazy. It's
start,
just
but
absolutely
there's a
crazy.
bit
So
where
he
Ryan
bought
Reynolds
the
is
team,
drinking gin
but
or whiskey or
yeah.
whatever it is.
So
That's his
Ryan
drink
Reynolds is
because you know
doing
he's
Ryan
got a gin,
Reynolds.
hasn't he?
The Rock is doing
I
Ryan
swear
Reynolds,
that was
and it
his
was
drink.
interesting because when the movie started,
He got
I
wasted.
really wanted to see whose name appears first, and the
Mm,
reason why I say that
is
is
it
because with a lot of
Wrexham?
these big
Are
Hollywood
you
actors,
serious?
they
Ryan
have it in their
Reynolds.
contracts to have whose name
Wow.
appears first,
Of all the
and
teams, Wrexham. Why?
that's it. That that's his production company.
Mm, mm,
Oh, but there you go.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Jungle Cruise. Oh, okay. Wow.
Mm,
Ah,
yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, look,
But it's
that they set
Seven
it
Bucks
up
is involved
so
in this,
that
so I think The
if
Rock's
this
name will
movie
come
does
first,
really
isn't it?
well,
Because one of his
they
production
can
companies
easily
is
do
part of
another
it.
one after this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the person that directed this also directed Skyscraper, which The Rock starred in as well. And they also were
Yes.
involved in what was it again? One of my favorite comedies
Yes.
actually. Nah, Dodgeball. The person directed Dodgeball as well. Yeah, which is one of my. I love Dodgeball. Yeah, so it's Rawson
Yeah.
Marful
Yeah.
Thurber.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Thurby.
There's a
So yeah, yeah, cool, man.
there's an actor in there. She I think her name is, I can't remember. It's, I think it's Anita. Her name is, but she was. I was like, oh my god, where have I
Yeah,
seen her before? She plays one of the FBI
I think
agents or
they will.
something,
I think they will because the way
and
they leave it is almost like even the way they
that's it.
leave it.
That's
That's
it.
when you first
And
see Red
she
Notice.
was
Red
in the
Notice is when
Umbrella Academy,
Interpol
and I was like,
put out
oh, like you know what?
a
Yeah, she's in the
highlight on your
Umbrella
name to say
Academy.
you're
So yeah,
wanted,
she's like
and
doing good
that's where
stuff
the
as
Red
well. So
Notice
that was really
stamp
cool
comes out,
seeing
and
her
they're
in there.
all wanted
But yeah,
because
listen, go
like
out
not to
and watch
spoil it,
it.
but
Like
yeah, they
obviously,
all
don't
kind of
expect kind of
go
like an
off to
instant
work
classic,
together
but
again.
you know,
So
take
yeah,
it from the
fun
Flixters.
film.
You're
It's a
gonna
fun
have a good
film.
time watching it because yeah, we had a good time watching it. Deval, should we just what should we do? Riders of Justice?
Mm.
Yeah, go on. All right. So listen, it's been a while
Read
since
to
we've pulled
Arya.
one out of the hidden gems bag. But listen, check this one out. This one's called Riders
Oh,
of
okay.
Justice. It's a 2020 movie.
Mm.
It's a Danish
Okay.
movie, so don't be scared of those
Mm.
subtitles. But yeah, Deval, take it away, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Go on then.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. All right. Mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
cool, cool film. This is a hidden gem in all its glory. And Amar is right. We had to actually talk about it today because we've not done a hidden gem in a long time. So the 5Fs channel, they were calling for one recently, and now your calls have been answered. Riders of Justice. You can catch this on Rakuten, and also you can catch it other places, I think, as well. But it's 2020. It stars Mads
Yeah.
Mikkelsen. We've seen him in Star Wars. We've seen him in a bunch of other films. He's a great Danish actor. This has got 7.6 on IMDb, which is not easy to get. But this story is about Mads Mikkelsen's character, who's actually
Yep.
a war. He's a current active war person, off in Afghanistan or somewhere, and his wife and his daughter are at home in Denmark, I think it is. Uh,
Yeah.
and just a random series of events causes the wife to, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it causes some sort of tragedy in their family. Yeah, it causes a tragedy in their family. The wife has to come back. Mads Mikkelsen has to come back to Denmark and look after his family, and nothing's going to be the same again because of what's happened. But then on the other side of things, there's a school teacher who's very eccentric. He's been through some shit as well. He's a really good statistician, and he knows about stats and all probabilities and maths and all that. He says the accident wasn't an accident. This thing that
Yeah.
caused, the life changing event wasn't an accident. And he goes to Mads Mikkelsen and says,
Right.
I can prove it wasn't an accident, and we can go for the people that did it. Mads Mikkelsen is a war guy. He's like, yep, he shoots first, asks questions later, and then they get a little band together who go off trying to get their revenge basically on the people that they feel have done them wrong. And
Yeah.
they're a
Yeah. Yeah.
motley band. So you got Mads Mikkelsen, who's an army guy. You got the maths guy, who's a bit bumbly and a bit, he doesn't really have great communication skills, but he's great
Yeah.
at maths. You got another guy who is the maths
And
teacher's
he looks
friend.
it as well with
You
his
got another
beard and
guy who's
shaved
an
head.
IT expert, massive guy, bad eye language,
Mm.
eye contact, and just yeah, he's just a mad guy. You got them four driving around in a Volkswagen Golf, like such bad, it's a bad car, isn't it? I know when I say bad, isn't it? Doesn't fill you with fear, but they're driving around trying to get back revenge, and they do it through IT. They do it through. They're quite clever actually. They're a clever
Yeah.
bunch. Mads Mikkelsen he's like a Wolverine character. He does not talk much. He grunts. Yeah, he
They're no
grunts. He
jokes,
doesn't
right?
talk much. He just and doesn't communicate with his daughter, who's actually still
Yeah.
suffering from what happened. And it's just a really interesting mix of characters
Nah,
and just
teacher,
how
maths
they go
teacher's not
about
going to
their
cut it,
business
right?
trying to trying to solve this issue. But a lot happens from when the issue happened to when they finally start to find people who they feel are responsible. And there's a massive oh, these
Yeah.
the people that they're looking
Yeah.
for are no
Yeah.
regular people. Like they're no jokes, and they're not the sort of people regular Joe should be going for. These are serious cats, and only one person is ready for that. Mads Mikkelsen. The rest of the guys
Yep.
are not ready for that kind of shit. exactly. You should know,
Yeah,
teacher. so, there's a massive twist as well. Something happens in it, and it just turns everything upside down. And
exactly.
Mads Mikkelsen and everyone's like, shit.
And the name as well,
Like,
man. Seriously, I
oh,
remember
it's mad.
watching this
It's a
trailer and I was
mad
like, this,
twist,
I
and
read about
it
it
just
and
changes
the
everything.
movie was like,
But it's
oh,
too
damn,
late
I
by
got to
then.
watch this
But yeah,
film.
do you
So
know
yeah,
what?
man,
I'm not going to
definitely,
talk about this
definitely
film
we're
too
on
much. All I'm going
on
to
the
say
same
is
level there.
this is a 7.6
Yeah,
on
so
IMDb. It's probably worth an
folks,
8,
go check it out.
I reckon. It's a
And
really good film.
I think
Subtitles are
that's all
easy,
it. That's all
clear,
we've got time for.
and the
I mean,
acting
yeah. So
speaks for
next
itself.
week
But this
we've
is a
got
hidden gem in that you won't see it, hear about it, other than through us, the
yes.
Flixters, because we provided those hidden gems. So
Exactly.
go and watch this.
And
Riders
yeah, there's a
of
couple of Amazon kind
Justice.
of like movies that I want to kind of speak about
Yeah,
as well. So I'm going to try and pull one of
mm,
those out. But listen, look, folks,
yeah,
thanks for joining us on this episode 164. Remember, keep it locked with us.
go for it.
Every week, we're going to be bringing you
Mm,
more movie news and reviews. So yeah, we hope you
mm.
enjoyed this one. Keep in touch with us and see you on the next
That's
one.
it. That's it. Next week, I think we've got. I
Now,
was going to say, I think
and here we
Ghostbusters, and I
are.
think King
This
Richard
is
as
just
well. So
brilliant.
either one or both,
All right,
maybe.
listen, folks. Look, we love doing this. We're
Yeah.
bringing you episode number 164. We are the Flixters,
Okay.
and remember, you can find us anywhere you get
Mm.
your podcasts, and that's usually probably what Spotify at the moment,
Yep.
Apple, and Google, and all those other places. Amazon, they're doing podcasts now. Deval, do you know that? Everybody's doing it.
Peace
Seriously,
out.
everyone's got a podcast. Even we've got one. All right, listen, look. So, Deval,
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters Podcast.